I still remember the first time I watched this movie. I went to the cinema with my family right before the pandemic started, and I remember it bringing me to tears. I adore this movie and what it tells you. I think this film deserves more recognition. It was released in a tough spot right before the pandemic and when all the cinemas were starting to shut down, so many people did not have the opportunity to watch it at first. But I'm here to talk about one of the themes of it, having to do with gratitude. I want to focus on the relationship between Ian and Barley, being the two lovely brothers presented in this movie. Ian is shown as this kind of insecure teen trying to find his feet on the world, while his brother Barley is presented as this clumsy man that is obsessed with magic and games and often makes a mess without meaning to. This is seen when he accidentally breaks a piece of Ian's sweater, being one from his dad, or when later in the day, while finishing off school, Ian tries to invite some friends over for a birthday party, but then his brother arrives to pick him up, and he is immediately embarrassed of him, so he shuts the invitation down, even though his brother just wanted to help him get home. The relationship seems to be a little distant at first, having Ian trying to avoid his brother. After that, Ian gets home and plays some old recordings of his father, who unfortunately passed away even before he got a chance to meet him. Ian idolizes him and strongly wishes to be like him and in some way be with him. Then the opportunity arrives. Thanks to a gift the brother's father left for them, they have the chance to bring him back just for one day, but in the process the spell gets messed up and ends up just biting their father's legs. Then these two brothers go on a quest to find the stone required to finish the spell and meet their dad. During this time period, the brothers start to gain chemistry together, while having fun, chatting, and hanging out. Even Ian, who kind of kept Barley apart, starts enjoying being with him and values him. But then, during a moment, they have to disguise themselves as their mother's boyfriend, so they don't get caught and are able to finish their quest. The spell starts to break when Ian rejects the fact that Barley is a screw-up, meaning that he's lying, and he actually thinks that way, because the spell breaks each time one tells a lie. Barley gets a little bummed at this, and mentions that Ian, during the duration of the quest, hasn't let him do the things his way, and suspects Ian doesn't trust him or thinks he has good ideas. The conflict is stopped when their dad starts dancing to the vibration of the music, and the three have fun. Ian then agrees on the idea of Barley to take the path he wanted, giving him a chance to prove that he isn't a screw-up. They end up going through a water tunnel, where Barley opens up about his relationship with their father. He confesses that he had the opportunity to see him before he left to say goodbye, but he couldn't because he was too scared to. Ian didn't know this, but that gives him another reason for them to bring his dad back for at least a few brief moments, since the time has been running out. After a series of challenges, the brothers end up making it, but then they realize they just got back to the place where they started, right in front of the school. Ian gets mad and blames Barley for the missed chance to meet his dad, admitting that he's indeed a screw-up, and that he screwed up the chance to have the one thing he never had.
If I hadn't listened to you, okay? I can't believe this. You act like you know what you're doing, but you don't have a clue, and that's because you are a screw-up. And now you've screwed up my chance to have the one thing I never had.
He then goes to a cliff with the legs of his father, losing hope of meeting him and having one last moment with him, while Barley searches the place for a clue to finding the gem, still having hope to find it and ending up doing it. Then this magical scene happens, where Ian sits down with his dad's legs and reads all the notes he has written down detailing activities he wanted to do with his dad. But then he starts scratching the points on the list, listing them as things he would never have the chance to do. But then he realizes something. He already did all of this, but not with his dad, but with his brother.
I'm not ready.
Never be ready.
Think back. I love Elvar.
know you're stronger than that.
My little brother has the magic gift! Don't hold back!
Hey, you can do this.
He often saw him as a screw-up, as we see in the movie, focusing on his flaws and not on who he really is, leading him to not see the great brother that Barley is. Barley might be a little messy, unlucky, and clumsy, but he has the most important trait of all. He loves the people around him, and he tries to be the best person he can be, helping them and staying by their side. Even just in this journey, we saw Barley teaching him magic, how to drive, and helped him gain confidence while walking in the air, or even when he sacrificed his man, just to make his and his brother's wish true.
I had someone who looked out for me. Someone who pushed me to be more than I ever thought I could be. I never had a dad. But I always had you.
Ian says this after running off to meet with his brother to apologize, but then getting faced with the curse of the gem. In this moment, one has to stop the curse while the other gets the chance to meet their dad. At first, Barley wanted Ian to meet him, but Ian then realizes the importance of Barley to say goodbye to him, and how he already had someone who has stayed with him during his whole life. And the awesome part of this is that now Ian applies everything he has learned from his brother in the fight with the dragon, having to use the spells and the confidence he taught him. Then Barley gets a last moment with his father, and then meets with his brother again to give him a hug in his behalf. The movie then ends by showing Ian having the confidence and the attitude his experience with his family has taught him, and by also showing a happy family, hanging out peacefully, and Ian gifting his brother a new special artwork in his new band featuring them and their close relationship. And they go on an adventure once again, as loving brothers. Sure, we all lose things or don't have certain things, but let's not focus on the things we don't have or on the flaws of the things we have. Everything has a value, a meaning in your life. You just gotta look at it with open eyes and appreciate it for what it is, and not focus on what it isn't. Don't push the people you have away, bring them closer to you, make them a part of you. Let them help you and be with you, and let them see that you appreciate them. That's not to say that you can't criticize or deny something that is wrong. Of course you can, and it's okay to do it if you do it right, and in that way people also improve and find out what they need to work on, and situations get better. But by the end of the day, we can all be the best person we can be, and also appreciate the people we have around us, the things they do for us, and what they teach us. And this movie, being about siblings, has a special effect on me as well, since I'm the fourth child out of 5 in my family, and I have a strong relationship with them, and I've learned a lot from them my entire life. So, try to say thank you and appreciate what you have, and you could be realizing stuff and be happier, enjoying the people and the things around you and showing them what they mean to you.